As both a stage and screen actor, can you discuss the differences and similarities between theater, TV, and film? Do you have a preference?
I do have a preference. I love the theater. It's what I started doing, and it's, for me, the most fun, and for a number of reasons. But there are differences and similarities, yeah. I mean, your job is to play the role and play with your scene partners and tell the story, and, you know, one uses the same sort of basic ingredients of, you know, playing scene work and, you know, just being the character and, you know, trying to find some level of emotional, you know, veracity, some truth to it, and kind of try to tell the truth in what you're doing. The techniques are different because in film you have, the cameras are very close, you know, it gets very close, you have to sort of let the camera find you. You don't have to work so hard to put it out to the camera. The way in the theater you have to put it out to the back row, you know. So theater actors coming into film sometimes have to tone it down a bit, you know, because we're used to like over-expressing a bit, vocally, facially, all that stuff. So it's a more minimalist work, more naturalistic, more kind of, you know, more like real life, sort of. You have other techniques as well. You have the techniques of, you know, of working with the camera and those specific techniques of, you know, knowing where the camera is, what's being seen, how you work with whatever shot is being given, you know, how you know, hitting your marks, coming in, just all kinds of technical things that you learn the way, it's like learning to drive a car, basically. It's just, you know, just rules. Then in the theater, you know, it's different. You have the opposite thing. You have to frequently, film actors who come onto the stage have a smaller presence, vocally and intentionally. They don't quite, it's harder for them sometimes to fill the space. I mean, they fill the space with an aura. They come out and you go, oh, whoa, there they are, you know. But, I mean, there's Julia Roberts. But the tendency for them is to be more muted, and they need to rise up vocally. So there's in theater, there's a vocal technique which you don't really need in film. And there's the understanding about how to physically be in relation to the whole space, you know, and the audience, because you're always, on stage you're always in relation physically. The physical line you're creating with your body is always in relation to the entire space. Unlike film, it's a little different. So there are differences like that. I mean, one of the things that's satisfying about working in the theater is that you work with texts that tend to be more sophisticated. The writing tends to be more, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I mean, the writing, you know, the texts tend to be better, you know, so that's fun. And everybody comes together to the theater every night to do the whole play together, which is also very delightful, you know, good experience. In film, sometimes you meet people at the wrap party at the end of a shoot who were in the movie who you never met because you didn't have anything, just scene to play with them. So there's a sense of a company and a family which is very strong in the theater, which I like. And then you have the audience. You know, you're working in the room for people who have come specifically to see this work at this particular time. And that's, when the audience is good, it's very satisfying. You know, it can be challenging otherwise, and my preference is for, you know, I like working in the theater. I like all of it, actually. I enjoy working in front of the camera if it's good work and I'm having a good time. But the theater for me is more, it sits more naturally with me as an actor. I like the idea of it as a live event where you do the whole show. And that's always exciting for me. Every night you get excited again.